Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone, to this fun little time together here this evening. I am pulling up something on my Bible thing here as we jump in here tonight. So, welcome those who are coming on here and joining us. Feel free to leave a comment here. Let us know that you're with us here today. I see Derek and Linda and Chuck and Carol probably. It's good to see you guys here this evening. Hey, what'd you guys do today? Somebody share something that they did today. Anything interesting going on here in the world? Hey Jay, thanks for jumping on. Hey Heath, nice to see you here. So what's everyone up to here today? I know some people are working still and some aren't. I was just out laying in the hammock for about half hour, 40 minutes or so. So kind of a low pace of life sometimes here today. How bad is it to flush a pregnant fish before she gives birth? I don't even know how do you know a fish is pregnant? Is this a joke or is this a real thing, Leon? I don't know. Chuck cut the grass. Vicky's here on Facebook. She was trying to figure out YouTube, so I don't know if you got that to jump up or not. Mom says played bumper pool with Dad. Does that count? Yeah, it counts. Oh, Derek back to work. That's good. That's good. Jill had a tree cut down. Was it the big one out in front there? The big tree in the on the sidewalk? I know you guys have been looking at getting that one done for a while, Jill. Okay, on both. That's good, Vic. Jay working in the shop. Not surprising. I've not been out in my workshop much. Actually, I'm trying to clean it up. This is actually the messiest my workshop has ever been, I think, since I started it to be a workshop. So it's kind of I'm getting out there to kind of get some stuff cleaned up and cleaned up downstairs. I did get a good workout in the basement workout room. A lot of you guys have probably seen on Facebook. I've been getting some stuff set up down there to do some workouts without the gym accessibility, and also just having the kids around more in the summer and stuff too makes it more convenient. I don't typically get to the gym much during the summer, so this will give me some more option. Some more option there, so that's good stuff. Anyway, oh yeah, that's cool. Making a coffee table, I like it. It's a good time to be outside. Good time to be doing some work and some projects and stuff, and eating some good food. We've been doing a lot of cooking around here, and the kids have been getting involved with some cooking and stuff, so that's good. Hey, if you guys haven't and you want to check out the video that I did this morning, there's no commitment with me for mornings besides Sunday morning. That's it. I'm not typically a big morning person, but I've been kind of getting awake and motivated earlier recently. And there's just a couple of things that I've been sharing. I think I did one Saturday and then one today about things that are more thinking about orienting towards our day specifically. And I just think that morning time is a good time there, right? It's a good time to set our intentions for the day. And that's kind of what I have called those. So I may do another one or two of those in the morning from time to time. And you can watch it later, just whenever. It's not an interaction time like this is more, and like we do on Sunday mornings. It's kind of more just me sharing a couple thoughts. And so I may do more things like that. And I also want to share some more like teaching stuff too at some point, maybe along the way. So I figure, when I put stuff out there, it's in you guys' court. If it interests you, you can watch it. If it doesn't, you don't have to, right? It's not like you have to show up for something or you have to show up and be bored. Sometimes you go to something, it sounds interesting, but it's boring. But you're kind of stuck there. It's kind of awkward to have to excuse yourself to go to the bathroom and then have to leave. So this way, when stuff's online, if it interests you, you can stay engaged. If it's just not for you, you can just check out, and I'll never know the difference. And even if you make a comment and then leave, then I'll think you were there the whole time. So it's all good in that regard. So hey, Shelly, for jumping in here, and Jason, you guys must be on your phones because I think you're heading to the park. But so yeah, we got our internet installed in the outreach center today at the on the facilities. So we're good to go there for stuff once we start kind of doing some live things together. We're still working on the church building. That's going to be a little bit more involved just based on running new lines and all that. But you guys probably like to hear about all that here today. But in any case, what's on my mind today, and that's usually what these things are, just what's kind of on my mind, and that I think may be helpful for us to kind of share in. And it kind of relates to that thing with the mornings, with kind of setting our intentions. And as I talked about some this morning, the idea of understanding or seeking to kind of live in God's presence all throughout the day and throughout our lives. And so let me share this scripture, and then I want to hopefully connect the two dots together in just a short period of time here. So this is 1 Peter chapter 2, and it's in the midst of a transition as he's transitioning from talking away from some people that didn't listen to God, okay, to the audience that he's intended here. So this is 1 Peter chapter 2, my eyes are getting old, verse 9. 1 Peter 2, verse 9. And he says, "But you are not like that, for you are a chosen people. You are royal priests," or a royal priesthood. And that's what I want to talk about for a minute here. A holy nation, God's very own possession. And this is important to the point as well. As a result, you can show others the goodness of God, for he called you out of the darkness and into his wonderful light. Let me read that last part again. As a result, you can show others the goodness of God, for he called you out of the darkness and into his wonderful light. Here's the thing I'm thinking about, and it's along the line of this idea of being a priest. Now, typically when we think of that word, we either think of like Old Testament priests, the ones who kind of oversaw the sacrificial system in the temple and all of it, what went on there at the time. Or maybe we think today about more like Roman Catholic traditions or some other Christian traditions as well that have a person that serves in a particular role as a priest. But really what the New Testament talks about when it talks about priests specifically is two things. Number one, Jesus being our great high priest. And then the other thing is the idea of us, all of us as priests. It comes up here, it comes up in the book of Revelation a couple of times as well. So what does being a priest mean? What is it all about? Well, a priest is somebody who kind of shares some connection with God with other people. We saw, again, in the Old Testament that they received the sacrifices that people brought and brought the sacrifices before God. So they were kind of a go-between, but not necessarily like a wall between people and God, but an idea of helping people connect with God. Okay, we can help each other connect with God. But here's the thing that I'm thinking about, and I want to kind of challenge you with a little bit here tonight, is the way that we minister, if you will, the way that we share our faith, if you will, with people in our lives, in the world, in the workplace, our families, online, on social media, all the above. Because sometimes, I think most of the time, the traditions that we've come out of have focused more on kind of trying to pinpoint having one kind of particular conversation about God with people. That's oftentimes kind of awkward or sometimes kind of feels unnatural. Having that conversation is a good thing. But what I want to suggest today is that if we go a little bit deeper, that one of the things that's really been on my mind the most recently is the idea that the ministry that we have is the person that we bring into the world, the person that we are in the world, in our relationships, in our interactions, in our conversations. And that's why it ties back that it's so important that we maintain a real living connection with the Lord, that we abide in him, that we seek to live before his presence in that conversational nature all throughout the day, because that's the person that we bring, right? If we claim to be people of peace, but we don't live at peace with ourselves and in the world, if we claim to be people of love, but we're not loving, then what we're doing is we're saying, oh, let's have a conversation. Let me share this message with you. But then there's this dissonance because we're saying that, oh, God is a God of love who will bring love into your life, or God is a God of peace who will bring peace in your life. But then people we look at sometimes people in the midst of those conversations and we say, well, wait a minute, I don't see that in your life. And again, the idea, the goal, and that comes up for Peter, this writer, this guy as well, who we know well in the biblical story, is that he says that we should be prepared to give an answer to people that ask us about the hope that we have. So the picture is almost more like that we live our lives in such a way that this connection that we have with God, this idea of our lives lived with him all the time, that it oozes out of our lives, of the people that we are. And it's intriguing to other people so that they want to ask about us. They want to ask about why we're peaceful in the midst of turmoil, right? Why we're loving when we're not treated very well, why we're hopeful when we face death and sickness and those kind of things, right? So it's the idea that the life that we live is so profound and hopefully so beautiful, because I believe that it will be, and for us, so many of us, it is. I mean, as I think of you, those of you who are joining here today, I think of really a lot of lovely lives that are filled with goodness. But it's so important because that's the sort of priesthood that we all have, if you will, that we can share, we can connect the presence of God that we are seeking and experiencing in our lives, and that we can connect that through and seek to share that life with others as we share our lives with other people, because our lives are connected. Does this make sense? Right? Because our lives are connected with God and we're trying to live before his presence all the time. When we just live our lives, when we just live in that way, we're also bringing that presence of God along with us. And so as we share our lives, really what we're doing is we're presenting the life that God makes possible to other people. And again, hopefully the idea is, like, as our light shines, right, that they'll see our good, as Jesus taught, that they'll see our good deeds, our goodness that flows out of us, and glorify God, right? And want to see God. So it's not really about arguments about God so much. I don't think that's a part of it, but it's more about just this life that we live that becomes attractive to people, and that people want to be, that they want to have that. They want to have what we have, that we share God with them. So I have been talking for a long time tonight. So anyway, we did some chit chat, and I just wanted to share that today. I'm trying to kind of connect the dots, and really that's what I try to do, like in the teaching, living kind of function, is just connect all these dots together throughout the Bible and really pour into the way that we think about living our lives together, that all these connections come together and we understand our place in the big picture of what God's doing in our lives, but also what he's doing in the world as he uses us to be a part of blessing other people in our lives, of blessing the world. So he wants to use you. He is using you to do that. So also just don't discount yourself if you feel like I don't have important job or an important ministry or whatever, the person that you are is your primary ministry. And the most significant thing that you can do is to seek that deep connection with God, with the Holy Spirit in your life, that He'll lead you and He'll guide you. And the life that you live, the love that you give, is your ministry, your primary ministry into the world 24/7, right? Okay. Hopefully that made sense. Thanks, Deb, for saying I'm not crazy. And Leon and Uncle Rick, thanks for joining us, and Julie and Tom as well. I've gone a little bit long tonight, but I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you all, and I'll see you soon. Bye.